You can't beat a bank holiday, can you? It is a beautiful sunny afternoon at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground, and we are ready for what is set to be a fantastic game of football between Eynesbury Rovers and Coventry United. The teams are about to leave the tunnel area ahead of this hotly anticipated game in the United Counties League Premier Division. So before we get into the action, let's bring you through your starting lineups. Starting for Eynesbury this afternoon: James Hoskins, Reese King, Max Kimpton, Harry Hurst, Oliver Brooks, Dan Hammer, Lewis Lynn, Michael King, Luke Young, Victor Asobu and Errol Memaj. And for Coventry Spinks, Joe Neeson, Dan Cassidy, Steph Morley, Captain Chris Cox, James Ritson, Luke Downs, Charlie Shaw, Riley Devoyle, Ryan Harkin, Cam Dunn and Benji Adamarco. And the teams lining up in the tunnel area. Coventry United in their home strip of red, green and black. Eynesbury in their home strip as well. White and royal blue stripes. It's a bit of a squeeze to get the match officials out while the subs try and go back in. Here we go. The players leave the tunnel and we are set for 90 minutes of thrilling action in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Well, it has been a seismic weekend for Coventry United, with the manager Ellis Lane departing the club yesterday afternoon. Everyone at Coventry United TV thanks Ellis for his unwavering professionalism during his time with the club. We wish him the very best of luck for the future. And in the dugout for the Red and Greens this afternoon, football advisor and interim Coventry United manager Jamie Bukaki. As usual, in the Coventry United dugout, assistant manager Rob Hennedy and first team coach Gary Hardick. Oh, it is a changed management setup for the Red and Greens. Only two changes to the United starting lineup, with Gif Musa and Charlie Faulkner on the bench. Benji Adamarco and Charlie Shaw drafted in to the starting lineup. And it is a ridiculously hot day here at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Just to let you know that the Wi-Fi does go a little bit skewy on a hot day, so if there are any connectivity issues, then that is the reason. We do have decent Wi-Fi connectivity, so hopefully it will stay as it should be. And it's going to be Coventry United heading from left to right. And they are, I believe, going to kick things off with Riley Devoyle. Let's see what the Red and Greens can do. The sign of new management above the door. There's the same standards and the same expectations for the Red and Greens. Referee checks that we're good to go. And the ball is moving. We are officially underway at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Coventry United and Eynesbury Rovers live here on Coventry United TV. Cassidy giving the ball away early, chipped down the left-hand side by Lewis Lynn. Ritson recovers and upfield towards Harkin. DeVoyle looks for the early through ball to Benji Adamarka, but cut out well by the defender. Here's the captain, Michael King. Come down with Mimaj. Reese King. To Michael King, swing and a miss. DeVoyle puts it through. It's Harkin through for the early goal for Coventry United. Skies the effort. What a start that would have been for Ryan Harkin. Just like that, United flicking the switch. More of the same, please. And the Eynesbury goalkeeper gets us back underway. James Hoskins between the sticks. And racing out of his goal, Joe Neeson is what's set to be his final Coventry United appearance, with Dan Moore's suspension coming to a close after today's game. And he's making himself useful, in fairness, Dan Moore, on the social media. So if anything goes wrong on the Twitter, blame him. Adamarka lofts up for Harkin. Adamarka again runs it into touch in front of the away dugout. Reese King hoofs it up towards Victor Asobu. Cushion header into touch by Morley in front of the home dugout this time. King heads back with Brooks. Haskins launches one upfield and looking for King. Nods it straight into touch. And Coventry United have the goal kick. And for all of you goalkeeping kit aficionados out there, we know there are many of you. Coventry United with their all yellow away goalkeeping kits and purple and white for Haskins between the sticks for Eynesbury. Adamarka receives from Chris Cox. Morley, freedom ball to Shaw. Back heels it to Luke Downs. His second start return to the club. DeVoyle threads it through, and Cameron Dunn coming away for Coventry United. Sends it past the goalkeeper, but the heel of Haskins denies Cameron Dunn. Two great opportunities for the Red and Greens inside 3 minutes. Corner will follow. It's whipped in towards Adamarka. Good strong header at the near post. Ritson will chase. And Ritson's got on the end of it for Coventry. Luke Downs gets the call that Sobu is lurking menacingly and switches the play over to the vice-captain DeVoyle. Loved in towards Harkin. Can he get the chest control right? Oh, he was just a couple of inches behind it. Haskins, at the second time of asking, brings it under control. An audacious start from Coventry United here. Certainly not backwards in coming forwards. Cassie lets the goal kick bounce. Under stern pressure from Kimpton. Kimpton looking to muscle his way through. Max Kimpton dragged down by Cassidy, and it will be a free kick. Just the right side of the white line for Coventry United in terms of a penalty kick, which is the last thing the Red and Greens would have wanted after a pretty dazzling start. But fantastic work down the left-hand side by Max Kimpton to force the opportunity for the home side, who are now starting to get to grips with the season. A pretty slow start for Eynesbury after their incredible 5th place finish last season. They got a great draw at Elston Park on Saturday to further solidify their return to form. And Kimpton's going to take it. Neeson marshalling his troops, trying to close in on the goalkeeper there. And DeVoyle couldn't clear at the near post. Just like that, despite Coventry United's dominance in the opening 5 minutes, Eynesbury Rovers are in front. It just goes to show you can't give any team an opportunity like that. Swept home by the man who won the free kick, Max Kimpton. He earned the chance, and he took the chance. Kimpton with the early goal for Eynesbury, 1-0. I think it was actually, was it Harry Hurst who took the free kick? So now United have got to go back to step one here. Reece King chips down the right for Luke Young, and Neeson gathers on the left side of his area. Luke Downs brought to feet in the centre circle by Cameron Dunn. Adam Marco. Down line with Shaw. Looking for options on the right hand side is Steph Morley. Punts it towards the right, should have the legs in it to find Daniel Cassidy. Limited space to utilise, so rolls it left with Morley again. Adam Marco. Look for Charlie Shaw, but cut out well by Hurst. Swept on by Lynn. Here's Lewis Lynn. Looking for the run down the right hand King. But interception made by the captain, Chris Cox. Neeson skies it towards the midfield. Adam Marco touched on, but couldn't find Harkin. Now here's Kimpton, who got the opening goal just a few seconds ago. And Asobu dispossessed emphatically from behind by Ritson. Cameron Dunn digs over the defender. Ryan Harkin, it's headed away from his goal line by Haskins, and Dunn, he didn't quite float it right. Looking to catch Haskins in no man's land. Well, the first goal in the 7 United Counties League Premier Division South matches. Only 5 of them are being updated on the football web pages app, so nothing from Addiston versus Easington or March versus Newport Pagnell. But in the other games, we have Hinckley versus Northampton ON Chenix, Histon at home to Leicester Nirvana, Lutterworth taking on Elston Park, and Nuneaton versus Yaxley. Neeson away. King wins that aerial duel with Devoyle, but the header only falls to the grateful feet of Cassidy. Rolls it down the right touchline. Here's Cameron Dunn. Little love shove from behind by the number 4 in Harry Hurst, and the referee has given the free kick. Cassidy looks for options. Cassidy steps up. Floats it in towards Adam Marco. Headed up rather than out, but chance with the seconds for Harkin. Good strong header cleared by Hammer. Adam Marco steadies himself. Tries to pull it back like he did on Saturday, but Kimpton's there to mop it up. Downs. And Shaw! Oh, it looked like it was ready to nestle into the bottom corner from Charlie Shaw. United with all the chances so far, but crucially, the one that Eynesbury have had, they've taken. Haskins. Eynesbury struggling to clear their lines here. Here's King, Memach. Back to Reece King. Just skips away from Devoyle, but into the path of Dunn. Look for the through ball for Devoyle, but at the back was Hammer to mop it up. And now Asobu racing towards Neeson. And Neeson does well against the rushing onslaught of Victor Asobu. Devoyle, crucial header on the lofted ball by Hurst, as he was looking for Cameron Dunn over the back line. Young, cutting in from the left-hand side, little shoulder barge from Cassidy. Kept alive by Lynn. Kimpton. Eynesbury under the cosh at the moment, but they crucially have the advantage. Brooks. And passing to the invisible man, that one, from Oliver Brooks. Straight out for the goal kick. So if you're just joining us here on CUTV, it's 1-0 to Eynesbury. lovely pirouette around Hammer. Looking to utilise the space of his speed and agility down the wing. Pulls it back for Devoyle, flicks it up. Tries to get the room to shoot. And now through for Cameron Dunn. Denied the opportunity at the last moment by Hurst. But Dunn on the floor. Still, United can't find a way through. Haskins smothering at the near post. It's been non-stop pressure from the red and green to try and get back into this game. Brooks finds the head of Young, but Young's header was wayward. Interception by Cox. Looks for Dunn upfield. Off the chest of Cameron Dunn with pressure from behind by Hurst. And it will be a throw-in halfway into their own turf at the Rovers, the home side. Goal at the Barwell Sports Complex. Hinkley 1. Northampton Owen Chenix 0 through Chandler Pegg in the 9th minute. And the Nuneaton have taken the lead in their game against Yaxley as well through Callum Carsley, a former Coventry United player. Here's Dunn. Evades catcher from Kimpton. Memaj cuts out the attempted pass through the midfield. Brooks. And it heads home with James Haskins. Memaj. Hurst. But with Haskins and the pressure from Ryan Harkin, but deals with it well. Bounces over Asobu. High into the summer sky by Cox. Michael King heads on, only as far as Ritson. Cushion headers to the near line. Cassidy pulls inside. Ritson looks for Dunn. Dunn's got on the end of it. And space across for Devoyle. Roddy Devoyle gobbled up by Haskins again. He's suddenly been the busier of the two goalkeepers, but his net remains unpenetrated. Haskins upfield looking for Asobu. Again, Ritson there, towering above his opposition. Downs Devoyle only onto the chest of King. Young. Back into the path of Lynn, but United have got it back through the opposite, number 7 in Charlie Shaw. Cassidy, neat switch back on Young. Now needs some help to keep the ball alive. Ritson forced all the way back to Neeson. Luke Downs under pressure from Lynn. Across to Ritson. Now Eynesbury piling on the pressure, but Coventry have not folded. Downs onto Dunn. I was looking for Ryan Harkin, but Harkin was more central than the ball was. It was played towards the left-hand side, and Memaj played through by Victor Asobu. It's Memaj for a second, and he's got it through Neeson. Against the run of play again, Coventry United have had all their chances, but Eynesbury have had 2 and have scored 2. Memaj, the number 12, latching onto a delightful through ball by Victor Asobu. Neeson got hands to it, but it wasn't enough to deny the Eynesbury midfielder from doubling the advantage. Eynesbury Rovers 2, Coventry United 0. .15 gone, Eynesbury 2-0 up. And if you'd seen the game and not seen the goals, you would have thought it would be Coventry United in that position, but Eynesbury have been clinical. Here's Harkin. United with a lot of work to do now. Can Adamarco take the first step? Pulls it back for Dunn! It's 2-1 with the first attack! Cameron Dunn in no mood to celebrate, but that goal has just got Coventry United right back into the action. Swept home cleanly by Cameron Dunn, very similar in a lot of ways to the goal scored on Saturday, which won the game through Sam Ellis. Right, Game on. What a start this has been on Bank Holiday Monday. 16 minutes in, 3 goals already. And United are back where they started a couple of minutes ago. It's 2-1 at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Here's Ritson. Looks for Dunn. Charlie Shaw too close to Harold Memaj. Brooks beats Shaw for agility. Memaj under pressure from Charlie Shaw. Great pressure on show from the former Highgate man. Not letting this ball go, but it's through to Memaj and a trip of the heel by Luke Downs. A couple of yards into United turf. Free kick on the right side of the centre circle. And there's been another goal at the Oval as Ben Skellett has just equalised for Yaxley. Nuneaton 1, Yaxley 1. And at this game, there has been 3 goals. Elsewhere in the other games combined, there's been 3 goals as well. So this really is the one to watch. Michael King plays it short to Memaj, scorer of the second goal. Here is Harold Memaj again, getting it from Lynn. Physicality from behind by Anamarco, judged to be fair by the referee. Picked up on the line by Joe Neeson and rolled out immediately with Ritson. Now Cassidy. DeVoyle, first time drill on towards Cameron Dunn. Shielding from the number 4 for Eynesbury in Hurst. Luke Downs. Shaw. Morley drives on, waits for the right chance to strike. And here's DeVoyle, loops over. "18 minutes gone. Eynesbury Rovers 2, Coventry United 1. A thrilling display thus far. Cox knocks it back from the goal kick. DeVoyle chips right. Can Cassidy get there first? No, he can. No, he can't. Max Kinton skips past. Has he kept it in? No, he hasn't. Looked like it should have been a simple ball for Kinton, but he ran past the ball almost. Surely handball there against Kinton. Referee says nothing doing because it hits the underarm of the number 3. Downs. Sending Harkin down the right. Brooks. Back with the keeper. Anamarco just a couple of paces behind it. And the keeper's off his line. DeVoyle. Can he strike before the keeper gets back? No, he can't. But United still have possession. DeVoyle. Keeper scrambles. Just able to keep United out. And crucially parried out of range for Harkin. Shaw charges down the intended clearance from Hammer. Well, you've certainly got your money's worth in the opening 20 minutes. It's back with the goalkeeper in James Haskins. The clearance from Haskins, headed on by Reese King. And clearly a foul there as Morley was caught in the face. Harold Memaj. Potentially a flailing arm there from the Eynesbury goal scorer. Oh, one of the more furry Eynesbury fans not impressed to our left. You don't want me to translate what he just said. Yellow card. Oh, I'll be starting again. We've got to get the stewards involved here. Yellow card for Errol Memaj. So the first yellow card of the afternoon. Amazingly, we're nearly halfway through this first half. We've had 3 goals, an armful of chances, a yellow card, and a canine hooligan. And now the referee calling over Victor Asobu. Now, we were warned by a member of the Eynesbury crowd that Asobu does like a, well, shall we say, a vocal performance. Well, indeed, with that, as last season Asobu was sent off against Coventry United and let the United supporters know what he thought on the way off. Well, thankfully, we weren't there for that game, so there's no recording of the language used. Cox. It's a chip one over to Steph Morley. Looks high for Dunn on the opposite side, headed away by Kimpton. Cassie on the halfway line for Coventry. Now to Ritson. Shaw. Daniel Cassidy and Devoyle looking to get on the end of that through ball. Devoyle across the face of goal. Harkin couldn't convert. And now the opposite. Back in by Morley. It's overdone. Kimpton heads out to Memaj in free air on the edge of the area. Ritson's header up away from Young. Downs. Adamarco thought about the back heel, but looked instead to Cassidy on the right, and it's intercepted by Kimpton. And now Asobu can get those legs kicking down the left-hand side against his old sparring partner, Chris Cox, and Cox barges him off the ball. Greens, and unsurprisingly in this ridiculous heat that we're suffering in Huntingdonshire, about 36 to me, but it's a very warm day. Unsurprisingly, the players are being offered the chance of a drinks break. Well, let's have a look through the latest scores in the United Counties League Premier Division South. We've been told that Nuneaton have actually gone in front again in their a very early King. Started up field, flicked on by Chris Cox. Started up field, flicked on by Chris Cox. And Ritson on the ball. Cassidy. Curls it out on this near side. Definitely is the number 17 on the shirt there, so obviously an anomaly with the team sheets. Is wearing number 17 and almost immediately caught unawares by Ben Gianmarco, but he's crucially got it over to Reece King, and no harm done for the Rovers. Here's a sit up towards Young. Ritson should have it covered and does. Hooks up as far as King again. Straight back to Young. Ritson again there to deny Young. Off balance, Morley volleys on to King. Nods straight back to Devoyle. Now Ryan Harkin. And Harkin through. Advantage given Coventry United. Devoyle puts it on a plate for Cameron Dunn. They use action and Dunn at the double. From 2-0 down, Coventry United are all square again. Cameron Dunn with 2 strikes. Riley Devoyle rolling to the centre of the penalty area, and Dunn with the coolest of finishes gives Coventry United parity once again. Oh, the travelling red and green army have been treated to a fantastic game so far. 28 minutes in, it's already 2-2. An 8-goal thriller. Well, United were on the wrong side of a 3-0 lead, which went wrong against Abbey Holton. They're coming up with similar heroics today. Ritson's clearance only as far as Kimpton. Now Young, Asobu making the run, as is Memaj. Young flicked off the heel of Mally Shaw, is back to bring it back under Red and Green's control. Now it's with Ryan Hahn run. Asks a little too much even for a speedster like Adamarco. Kimpton. And Eynesbury not able to plough as they would have liked. Hurst has to go back to the kick. George. Memaj brings it too close to Morley and tricks his way through King. And brings out a superb save from Haskins, who's furious at his defenders. United one step away from completing the comeback after falling 2 goals down inside the opening minute. It was Cox. Adamarco took it away from him and nods over the bar. Well, this is lack of oxygen in these ridiculous temperatures. Morley cushions it for Adamarco. Shaw back to Morley. Harkin looking to beat the offside trap, won't get the opportunity. Defender gets there first. And Devoyle loses out to Michael King. Now Young. Looking for Memaj for his second of the afternoon. Out comes Neeson. Gets there first and crucially finds Morley. And Harkin stayed onside. It's beyond Brooks, but Brooks tracking back now. Ryan Harkin, Dunn's in there for the hat-trick. Harkin going alone. Still Ryan Harkin. Oh, just rolls it past the far post. Well, the linesman getting a bit of stick from the home fans. Harkin was well onside. I think the linesman's got that spot on. Cassidy looks under Harkin. Haskins comes out. It's on the edge of his area, so decides to boot upfield. And it's not going to fall for Young. But he's got the ball as far away from his goal as he can, this Haskins. Need another match ball. Cassidy taking the throw in what Eynesbury feel is an incorrect position, but Cassidy's going to be allowed to continue. There he goes up towards Harkin. Glancing header on. Only as far as the off balance, but skews it left for Adamarco. George, cushion header back to Haskins. George, Memaj, F. Morley, looking for Devoyle. Memaj makes the block and atones for the error, throwing in front of Jamie Bakaki's technical area. Heading for the thought of the interim Coventry United manager at this 33-minute stage. More down by Shaw. Here's Cameron Dunn. Cassidy makes the overlap, doesn't get the chance. But I believe is calling it back for a free kick. He's just checking on Memaj. It'll be a throw into Eynesbury, the United penalty area, and still some confusion as to what the decision is. As far as I know, it is going to be a throw-in, but Eynesbury wants a free kick. They're not going to get it. It will be a throw-in for Eynesbury Rovers. Brooks. Flicked on by Lynn. Now Kimpton, handball claims against Ritson, but Kimpton continues. Still Max Kimpton into Asobu. Victor Asobu denied the chance to strike by Chris Cox. Corner it will be. Five to go until half time. Eynesbury moving in from the edge of the area. Sent in, Ritson nods where the near post. Sent high into the sky by Shaw. Dunn tracks back, heads on towards Ryan Harkin. Doesn't quite have the legs to find him. King, well, that certainly had the legs. In fact, too many legs. James Haskins at the other end, watching his opposite number one in Joe Neeson take it. Haskins has been by far the busier of the two keepers. DeVoyle looking to set Dunn up. Can he get there in time? Yes, he can. Cameron Dunn needs options. DeVoyle's with him. Lays it off to DeVoyle. Sweeps it in for Ryan Harkin. Crucial header clear by Brooks. Now Morley. Charlie Shaw, where will he go from here? He's out of the area. Back to Cassidy. United are lining up here. Just need someone to try and fire it towards the net. Harkin, Cassidy, and he was looking for DeVoyle, but DeVoyle stopped his run at the wrong moment. Now Asobu. Victor Asobu, good strength from James Ritson. Asobu's not getting a sniff today against James Ritson. Adamarco. It's been a first half dominated by Coventry, but so equal on the score sheet. Cox. Adamarco. Down line with Morley from Adamarco. Wants options close. And the only man close was Young. But Adamarco plays a neat 1-2 with Shaw. Benji Adamarco, deflected behind for the corner by Reece King. In fact, no, it's been kept in by Adamarco all the way down line to Morley. Adamarco didn't want to take the risk that it came off him last. Adamarco again. And Dunn waiting for the ball to come to him, but Memaj ensured it didn't reach him. Young. Asobu barged from behind on Cox. Referee says nothing doing. Eynesbury still have the ball through Lynn. Now Asobu again, who swapped wings. Lynn. And taken off his feet by Luke Downs on the far side. Free kick. 5 yards into United turf. And what could be the last chance of normal time. 90 seconds to go. No professional action this afternoon. The only game in the Premier League coming at 8 o'clock in the Monday Night Football against Newcastle United. It will be Liverpool in action. Cross to Brooks from the free kick. Kimpton. Oh, Memaj lunged towards it but couldn't get the touch to stop it. Out it goes for the goal kick. There's been a couple of minutes of stoppages. I'd say no more than 2 minutes. And just to confirm, Lewis Samuels has scored the goal for Elston Park against Lutterworth with a penalty. Neeson quite get the distance he wanted on that one, but Ritson's there to save the day and prevent Memaj from intercepting. Cassidy. It's a high, long one to the edge of the area, and out comes the keeper. No nonsense stuff from James Haskins. It nearly ended up in the main stands here at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Cassidy told to take the throw in on the halfway line. Wanted to go a little bit further than that. Headed back where it came from by Harry Hurst. Asobu, headed by Cassidy, only takes it to Kimpton. Runs into Chris Cox. Cox stumbles under the numerous challenges and drags down Victor Asobu. Free kick, no doubt about it, but will Cox get a card? Well, Cox will receive a yellow card. The Eynesbury fans, well, one at least, asking for Cox to go. In no way, shape or form was it a goal-scoring opportunity. There were numerous United players back. So, the very definition of wishful thinking there, I think you'll call it. Sobu getting some treatment. Oh, the pitches all around the country in this weather are going to be rock hard. It's almost going to be like playing on tarmac painted green. Well, the Eynesbury fans haven't got their wish of a red card, but they have got the chance to take this lead back in what will surely be the last opportunity before half-time, once Asobu is A-OK and ready to return. And if Cox decides he wants more trouble, then he's got the furry hooligan over there who's still making noise. I wouldn't want to deal with him. Deal with the dog, you get the teeth. And just as we said, the furry hooligan is just walking in front of us. Everyone keep your heads down, boys. I just saw a Stone Island badge. Sobu is up and ready to complete the last dredgings of this first half. Harry Hurst and Lewis Lynn both standing over it. A little bit of alliteration there for the free kick takers. Certainly shooting range. It looks like it's going to be a layoff to Lynn. It is Lynn. Curls it over, and with that, the first half of the season draws to a close. What an opening 45 minutes that was. Coventry United with multiple opportunities, but they had to do things the hard way, going 2-0 down after two clinical finishes from Eynesbury Rovers, but Cameron Dunn single-handedly has given Coventry hope. Half-time score at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Eynesbury Rovers 2, Coventry United 2. And we're going off air now for around 10 minutes at half-time for a quick drinks break. Get back here for 4 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss this second half. And we're ready for the second half here at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Half-time score, Eynesbury Rovers 2, Coventry United 2, after what we're dubbing the first half of the season here at the Red and Greens. A brilliant performance from Coventry United, coming back from 2-0 down after a couple of defensive errors, leading to Eynesbury pushing 2-0 in front. But it's all to play for now in the final 45 minutes on a blisteringly hot day in Huntingdonshire. No changes what we can see at half-time. All the officials are ready to go. The coaching staff are off the pitch, preparing to go. And we're underway for this second half. A big 45 minutes of the seasons of both clubs. They want to get a good start under their belts before the end of August. And this game could belong to either side at the full-time whistle. Lynn. Sobu couldn't dink it through. DeVoyle trying to trick his way through King, but King has got on the end of it, and now Young to try and get Eynesbury straight back into where they left off at the start of the first half. Charged down by Cox. And the seconds fall to Morley on this near side. Adamarco. Looking to curl it across. Curl it across he did, but not in the path of a man in red. Brooks. Across to George. Early first half substitutes in place of Hammer. And Adamarco's hammered that one against the Eynesbury Vio, out for a throw-in. King. George. Rolls it across with Brooks. Looks for Lynn. Downs clears his lines, headed through by Dunn. Harkin was offside and leaves it to trickle back. Here's Hurst. Looks for Memaj, who's playing on sort of the left wing back position, but marshalled into touch by Daniel Cassidy. United subs going for a warm-up. Gift Musa and Scotty Hammond, the midfield duo, could well be needed later in this second half, as United look for fresh legs and fresh ideas. Memaj looks for Young through the centre of the United defensive partnership, but easily picked up by Morley. Luke Downs. All the way back with Neeson on his Coventry United swan song. Cassidy. Now Ritson. And Sobu getting stuck in. It will be a throw-in just in front of the away dugout. Downs receives from Cassidy. Charge down there on the left-hand side by Kimpton. Slowing the pace of the game down, so we need to try and do Eynesbury here. United enjoy playing at a high pace, a high press. And Kimpton looking for Memaj on the left-hand side, but a wayward return ball. United have the throw-in on the halfway line, which Cassidy will take responsibility for. Done. Glancing header on towards Rowan Harkins, and back rate came from by Brooks and straight into the opposite stand. DeVoyle. And tried to cushion it back to Daniel Cassidy, but sends it looping over the right back's head, throw in Eynesbury. That's the target, cushioned out by Cassidy again. Kipton. Michael King shrugged off the ball by Dunn, but allows King to get onto it. Kimpton playing in a more midfield role in this second half. Out wide with Reese King. King in towards Young. Side-footed to Benji Adamarco by Morley, and Morley shoved off his feet there by Young off ball. And Adamarco dragged down by the waist by Reese King. Pretty clear-cut free kick for Coventry United. Neeson. It's a cushion header out by George. Adamarco. And there's space out wide. Dunn for his hat-trick. Tries to steady himself. Cameron Dunn just snatched at it. Deflected behind. Coventry have the corner. And towards Cassie at the near post. Flicks it onto his own chest. Handball claims. Referee ignores them. Devoyle towards Ritson. Headed out to the edge of the area, and Chris Cox. Downs. Eynesbury trying to push United out. But it will come back in from the former midfielder in Cox. He's got a good cross on him. Wasn't the best of crosses, but was it kept in by Cassidy? No, it wasn't. Haskins. Brooks. Back to Haskins. And there's acres of space here for Lynn. Collected by Charlie Shaw. Downs can only find Memaj. Lynn. In a congested midfield. Finds George at centre-back. Flicked up by Reese King and headed on towards Young. Chested away from Shaw. Devore tried to swipe it away, but safely back with Brooks. Driving forward and now retreats to Michael King. George. Asobu. Turns Ritson. Victor Asobu. Still he can't get... Michael King in midfield, high one for Young, nodded back where it came from by Morley. Harkin, and now the chase is on for Charlie Shaw down the left-hand side against George, and George just swats him aside like a fly. Goal kick for Eynesbury, but Shaw needs a moment to compose himself. Rolled out to George. Down the line for Young, covered up by Morley. Young nowhere to go. He's going to have to go back home here, and he does. Eynesbury maintain possession, but Harkin closing down Haskins. Haskins clears in time. And now Memaj at the other end, trying to reach the ball. He would have done it, wasn't for the punt outfield by Ritson. Throw in, knocking on the door of Coventry United's penalty area. But Kimpton, a little too enthusiastic and trying to retrieve the ball from Cameron Dunn. Free kick halfway into United's turf towards the right-hand side. A reminder of the Coventry United substitutes. Ben Valance, the sole defensive option for the Red and Greens. You've got the midfielders in Gift Musa and Scott Hammond, and the forwards Charlie Faulkner and Sam Ellis. Adamarco, a couple of paces behind that launch to the left-hand side. Downs. Look for the head to Adamarco. And Reece King trying to head back to a teammate in George, but bounces out of play, and Coventry United have the throw in, and we may well need another match ball. Cassidy with the throw in, stabbed down by Harkin, and King brought it to feet. Harkin took the ball and the foot. Referee gives the free kick on the right side of the area to Eynesbury, taken quickly by George. Brooks driving on. Now it's with Kimpton. Looks to meet the run of Memaj, who got the second goal for Eynesbury. Here he is, Harold Memaj. Osobu's got his chance, and it looked like he was about to take his chance. It's a great save by Neeson, and Young with the far post couldn't convert it. Swiped across by Lynn. Those are the margins in this game. Well, it remains at 2-2 as we're closing in on the hour mark. Ritson upfield towards Adamarco. Who got the last touch on that? Was it King? It looked like it was. It hit the field. Memaj. Memaj. George under pressure from Harkin and Adam Haskins. Now Brooks. The heat's clearly... Brooks. Kimpton. Back with Haskins. Well, by this time in the first half, we've already seen 3 goals. It's not been the goal fest in the second half that we'd hoped for, but it's still 2-2 between Eynesbury and Coventry. Two sides who finished in the higher echelons of the table last season, two sides who want to be up there again. Everyone will have their opinion about it, but the crucial thing is that United need to keep up with the task in hand. Here's Dunn. Taking on Hurst, and down goes Hurst. Down goes Dunn, I should say. It looked like he was looking for it. The ball was getting away from him. George. Eynesbury under pressure at the back. Not anymore, it's rolled across with Brooks, the big number 5. Kimpson playing a more central midfield role in the second half with Memaj now at left wing back. Dunn. Harkin was offside, tries to roll it to Adamarco, didn't have the pace in it to find him. Now it's with Luke Young. Osobu's up there with him. It's snatched from under his nose by Charlie Shaw. Young tries to earn a reprieve for Eynesbury, but couldn't do so. Adamarco to Steph Morley. Downs, lobs it over Adamarco, and Eynesbury's pressure has paid off. They've got a throw in, level with the penalty area, and Steph Morley has hit the deck, feeling his, looks like his left hamstring. That's not good news for Coventry United. They do have a ready-made replacement at left back in Ben Valance on the bench, but they won't want to lose a player of Morley's calibre. He's undoing the tape around his hamstring, so it looks like an issue that has been bugging him, and Ben Valence is coming on. United's not going to take any sorts of risk. They need their star players available every single week if they're going to try and reel Nuneaton Borough in. Nuneaton Town, that is. A newly formed club, the second time to take on that moniker after the original club folded. And here comes Ben Valence on for Steph Morley.
Substitution for Coventry, replacing number 3, Steph Morley, 17, Ben Valence.
Like for like change at left back. Valence on for Morley. Reese King from the throw. Kimpton. Adamarco forces it into the midfield. Hurst in the centre circle, looks for Asobu. And Asobu's been taken care of, but Kimpton wasn't. Well, until a slide in by Luke Downs. I think he hit his head on the way down there, but he's back on his feet. Heroic defence from Downs. Shaw takes it too close to Reese King, who can bring it down. DeVoyle volleys on. Here's Cameron Dunn. He's got 2 goals for Coventry United, looking for a third. Downs sent up and volleyed on. Another rough landing for Downs. Michael King looks for Young, nodded across his own area by Valence. Asobu chose it down. And now Young. It's a team effort. And Luke Downs could be the next player to be withdrawn. Gift Musa is stripping off for Coventry United in what will likely be another simple swap in midfield. And yes, Downs is being withdrawn. He's run himself into the ground over the last 48 hours. Started the game at G&G Oadby Town, played the full 90. He's made it up to the 64th minute here at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. And Gift Musa, who was withdrawn after an hour on Saturday, is back into the midfield.
Substitution for Coventry, replacing 6, Ben Downs, number 15, Gift Musa.
Neeson flicks off the head of Adamarco. He'll try and get there, but it rolls harmlessly into touch in terms of Eynesbury's point of view. Morley and Downs starting to go through their warm down. George, the only change Eynesbury have made so far. Lynn. To the feet of Young, who's starting to find a bit more action in this game, which can't be said for Victor Asobu. Lynn again. George. Eynesbury just trying to control possession at the back. And Eynesbury change is being readied. Ritson. Now Gift Musa. Cox. Ritson at centre back finds Daniel Cassidy. Dink it through towards Ryan Harkin, and United have lost their way a little bit in this second half. And Shaw just barging Memaj into touch. United throw in just into their own turf. And it looks like 12 for 11. That's Memaj being replaced by Clark. So Charlie Clark on. The throw to Adamarco, backing into Reese King. Michael King in there to snatch it away from the United winger. Kimpton, volleyed into the centre by Cassidy. Musa on towards Harkin, he wasn't offside. I couldn't find a man in red. Musa dinks it on towards Benji Adamarco. Adamarco getting ready to strike, doesn't get the chance. And Musa using those fresh legs to his advantage. The substitutes could be even more pivotal in a game like this, with the lads out there since the first minute are going to be tired after a game on Saturday and the heat of this afternoon. Harkin. DeVoyle. Lobs it left towards Anamarco. Doesn't reach him thanks to King. Would have been well advised to have a go himself. Young. Michael King for Eynesbury. Victor Osobu won't get there ahead of Chris Cox. It was those two who were real sparring partners in the game last year here at the Alfred Hull Memorial Ground. United preparing change number 3 and Charlie Faulkner, obviously recognising that the attacking prowess hasn't been there in the second half. Cameron Dunn muscled to the ground by Hurst, and United have a free kick in front of the home technical area. The Ainsbury fans saying he fell over. Well, that's I don't think that was particularly the case. It was definite contact. Well, Faulkner stripped off and ready to go, but he's not going to be introduced just yet. DeVoyle could be on the chopping block for this upcoming substitution, so you'll want to make an impression. DeVoyle in towards Harkin! Tipped over the bar. Instant reflexes from Haskins, keeping this game dead level. Resulting corner in. Headed up by Cassidy, stabbed out by King. Lynn boots it down the left-hand side for us to track the run. Victor Osobu. He's been quiet today. Sings the gloves of Neeson. Finally gets his chance but doesn't take it. Michael King. Out with Lynn. Draws it low and Young! Point blank save from Neeson! Incredible goalkeeping from the Young number 1. It was almost a chance that Young couldn't miss. Here's DeVoyle. Cameron Dunn. Cutting in from the right-hand side. Dunn. Blocked on the slide there by Brooks, but Plauditz had to go there to Joe Neeson. What a brilliant save that was, when he had no right to save it. 20 to go. Eynesbury 2, Coventry 2. Dunn prepares his troops. And headed by Harkin! Bullet header from the United striker. 2 goals in 2 games. Hark the Shark smells blood in the water. Perfect delivery from Cameron Dunn. Another goal involvement for the United number 10. There's the man wearing number 9, Ryan Harkin, finally unleashing his clinical nature. Clean connection, power behind it. Haskins stood no chance, and Coventry United complete the turnaround. It's 3-2. And with that, we're on to the next drinks break, and a chance for Eynesbury to contemplate their options. Let's have a look through the latest scores in the United Counties League Premier Division South while we've got a moment. Well, the app's been pretty slow here as the players are starting to return to the field of play. We'll get you the scores as soon as we can. And it looks like, have United made the change? Yes, they have. Charlie Faulkner replacing Benji Adamarco for the red and greens. Faulkner slotting in on the wing.
Substitution for Coventry, replacing number 11, Benji Adamarco, 14, Charlie Faulkner.
So the red and greens now with 17 minutes to go. What a turnaround this has been for Coventry United. But there's still plenty of time for something else to happen in this game. Well, we're passing like that from the back from Eynesbury, bouncing well out of harm's way. So not too much difference in the scorelines. The Neaton have gone 4-1 up at home to Yaxley. Lutterworth were 1-0 up at half-time. It's now 2-1 to Ayleston Park at Lutterworth. Histon 2-0 up at Leicester Nevada. In fact, now the Neaton have just scored a 5th goal at home to Yaxley. And it's still Hinckley 2, Northampton, Owen, Chenix 1. And 5 different scorers there for the Neaton. Carsley, Sommel, Harrison, Jardine. In fact, no, actually, Harrison scored twice, so 4 different scorers. So much for the commentator. You can't get everything right, can you? Moose's header. Lynn picks it up, but flicked away from behind by Faulkner. Switch of the play over to Cameron Dunn. He still wants that hat-trick. It's Cameron Dunn to give United space and charged down by the slide of Brooks. And Brooks has been clattered into by his own player, Hurst. Sliding in to make a block of his own, but connected with the head of the Eynesbury number 5. And we've also got to say a big shout out to United's returning number 1 next week. Dal Moy's been on the socials this afternoon. He's going to have me out of a job at this rate. And also a word for the sponsors of the Coventry United goals. Albany Poker sponsoring Ryan Harkin, who's just got the goal that has put Coventry United in front, and CB Electrical, the proud sponsors of Cameron Dunn. 15 left, plus stoppages. Coventry United leading by 3 goals to 2. And at the moment, they're in the ascendancy. Devoyle lobs it towards the left-hand side. Faulkner going some to get there. He's just kept to the right side of that white line. Down line with Devoyle. Musa. Now Valance, United's all-time record appearance maker. Chips it to Faulkner, just flicked off Faulkner's head and out for the goal kick. And those stats coming to you from former United assistant manager Luke Morton there. They are new Coventry United stato. Don't ask me how many appearances Ben's made. I haven't got them on my phone, but I'm sure Luke knows. 223 now, there you go. Checks in the post. See, we do our research here at Coventry United. Launch towards Cameron Dunn. He's got there ahead of Brooks. And Brooks took the legs, he took the ball. Free kick on the right corner of the Eynesbury penalty area. United get their 4th, they'll think that they're on the way to victory. And United preparing another alteration. Scotty Hammond will be making his introduction, the 4th change for Coventry United. And that will leave just Sam Ellis to make his way onto the field, who of course got the winning goal on Saturday. Dunn stands over it. Does he fancy his chances? It's done, and it's headed over the bar by Cassidy. Fancies himself as a striker, Cassidy, but that was a defender's finish. And as Ainsley want to restart the game, United enforce the change. Riley DeVoyle, the vice-captain, makes way for Scotty Hammond, who missed out on Saturday to look after his newborn baby.
Substitution for Coventry. Replacing number 8, Riley DeVoyle, is number 12, Scott Hammond.
And I dare say that's the Ainsbury PA maybe needed again shortly, because Sam Ellis is getting his shirt on. And Ainsbury have only made 2 substitutions compared to United's 4, so the fresh legs certainly working to United's advantage. Their handball against Charlie Faulkner. And Faulkner taking the ball with him to an extent. 11 to go. Brooks across to his centre-back partner, Harry Hurst, under pressure from Dunn. Out wide with George. Rolls it to Young, and Stern challenge from behind by Valance, takes it to Ryan Harkin. Faulkner. Valance and cross. Harkin lets it run. Charlie Shaw, Ryan Harkin with his back to goal. Edged off possession by King. He's not letting it go. And Scott Hammond. Referee says no foul. Hammond's got it back after a stern challenge on Michael King. But Ainsbury clear and avert disaster for now. Cox looking for an option on the right-hand side, but no one home. The referee just checking that Michael King is okay. Just seeing an Ainsbury supporter with an Arsenal shirt on there. By the way, you're welcome for Victor Gyökeres. We might have the Gunners fan in attendance, but it's Coventry United with the artillery in the second half. King back on his feet, as Sam Ellis still waits to be told he can enter the field. Ritson towards Ryan Harkin. Pirouettes and finds Charlie Shaw. It's Hammond, urged to shoot. He goes left instead to Charlie Faulkner. And Faulkner curls it around for Harkin. Oh, nearly put into his own net by Brooks. Keeper gathers, but that would have been curtains for the Rovers. King on King. It's a monarchy in midfield. Neeson. The ball was intended for Young, but young Joe Neeson, on what is set to be his final Coventry United appearance, has done well. Under pressure from Dunn. Hurst had nowhere to go, nods it out on that far side. And still Ellis waits patiently with 8 minutes of normal time to go. Cassidy to Hammond. Tried to return to Daniel Cassidy, but the last touch came from Brooks. United with another throw-in, same position. The highlights will be available hopefully tonight on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel. Cassidy's throw is a sharp one to Faulkner. Charlie Faulkner with plenty of blue shirts around him. Needs to find a red one and finds one now in Cassidy. Deflected behind for the corner off the back of Kimpton. It seems like an age ago since Max Kimpton gave Ainsbury the lead inside the first 5 minutes. Dunn taking his time in getting into position for this corner. Floated in by Dunn. Cassidy at the far post, plucked off his head. And well cleared by the goalkeeper. Up towards Young. Asobu gets it back from Lynn. And a little drag of the arm from Cameron Dunn, taking one for the team. And taking a yellow card from the referee. Change for Eynesbury. Hurst is off. And Leon Fulianti, the number 15, is on in his place. And for Coventry United, Cameron Dunn, no hat-trick for the number 10. But he scored twice and assisted, no doubt. As it stands, he is the Coventry United TV man of the match. And coming on, Sam Ellis. And a wayward header if ever I've seen one there from George. The free kick sent in, and George probably forgetting where the goal was. It's the only explanation I can offer. Another one to go down as a defender's finish, I think we can say. Just over 5 minutes to go. Eynesbury Rovers 2, Coventry United 3. A thrilling afternoon of bank holiday football at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground. Massive shout out to our hosts at Eynesbury. Nothing but hospitable and friendly on our arrival at the Alfred Hall grounds. Best of luck for the season. We look forward to welcoming you to the Butts Park Arena later in the year. But still, 5 minutes to go. This game's not over yet. King. Haskins. Rovers urged to push forward and try and prize this game away from United. Kimpton. Moore across to George, who replaced Hammer early on in the first half. Looking to find Asobu, and Neeson lost it momentarily. Is he out of the area? Well, the ball was in the area. Doesn't look like Neeson's legs were. And Neeson sent it straight back to his opposing man in gloves. And, well, a game ahead taking the stand there. Not something that we'll expect to see. Lynn, George, unhappy with the linesman's decision. Clearly, Neeson's knees and feet were out of the air, but the ball crucially wasn't. King. Under hit, and Gift Musa dispossessed by Clark. And Eynesbury with a bit between their teeth. Can they muster a response? James Ritson punting it away from Subu. Haskins rolled across his area for George. Looking for Kimpton. Cassidy looks to make sure that Kimpton can't get there. Well, he did get there, but can only shin it into touch. Charlie Shaw, there was a little flick on the heel as he picked up the ball. And Clark gives away the free kick. United now looking to slow the pace down. Complete opposite of what we've seen in the last 87 minutes. And now they've got something to protect. We'll be talking to interim manager Jamie Bakaki after the game, as well as Cameron Dunn. So send in your questions if you've got any for them. Cassidy. Hammond couldn't get his head on the ball. Reese King, now Haskins. Down the left-hand side for Kimpton, back at left back. Marshall did the touch via a deflection from Daniel Cassidy. And a quick throw taken to Brooks. Kimpton, and nodded out by Ryan Harkin. Keeping it in the air wasn't necessarily to Eynesbury's benefit. George. Needed help, and he got it from Lynn. With Faulkner lurking menacingly in the final third. About to enter the final minute of normal time. United allowing Eynesbury to have the ball, but crucially not allowing them through. Can Asobu change that? Asobu was a little drag on the shoulder. There was, it's a penalty! The hand on the shoulder from Chris Cox. Musa and company look to the official. And with 1 minute to go, Eynesbury had the chance to steal a point. And the referee heading over to talk to his assistant. There certainly was contact. Oh, and Neeson has hit the deck in the aftermath there. No surprise, it's Asobu involved again. And the linesman on the far side, I believe, did see the incident, and he is now calling the referee over. And Haskins is making himself involved as well, trying to calm Asobu down. Well, the end of this game is as dramatic as the opening. And will Asobu be in trouble again against Coventry United? He was sent off last time. I think he's going to be sent off again. He is. Another red card for Victor Asobu against Coventry United. We didn't see the infraction, but Neeson went down holding his face. And a yellow card for Chris Cox. It's a second yellow, and Cox is off too. 2 red cards. Asobu straight red, a second yellow for Cox. Oh, the 2 sparring partners from last year. It was Cox who got Asobu sent off last year. He's done the same, but he's took himself out in the process. And an early bath for the Eynesbury number 10. Yeah, no you won't, mate. Shut up. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, whatever, mate. Whatever. Yeah, enjoy your early bath, mate. Disgraceful behaviour. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour there. It's all regarded. Chris Cox makes his way off the field. So here comes the penalty from Lynn to equalise for Eynesbury. He converts! 3-3 at the Alfred Hall Memorial Ground.